Bears go to 4-0, and they did it in impressive fashion in Cincinnati today. 44-7 was the final score. Gorgeous mascot, the highlight of the day as far as Sam Weiss and the Bengals were concerned. The Bears were ready on defense.
Right on top of right from the opening gun. Then here this ball bounced up by Reggie Phillips, intercepted by Gary Pensick.
And Will, it was a thing of beauty when McMahon hit goal.
Well, McMahon makes all the difference in the world, and here's the second fastest receiver in football right here, going the distance.
And after the game, Mike Ditka had these words about Chicago.
I had a feeling we were due for one of the like the Washington game last year. I had a feeling that was going to be the kind of game we were going to have. Not that the score would be that big, but I thought we'd execute a lot better with Jim in there, and we did. And then, we've got to be optimistic. I mean, we can score points with him in there because we can do a lot of things.
Pittsburgh and Houston, they went to overtime, and the Steelers win it on a touchdown run. Abercrombie from 3 yards out for the winner there. Kansas City over Buffalo, 20-17 was the final. Lowry's field goal won it with 1 minute and 6 left. Todd Blackledge threw a big touchdown pass for the Chiefs in that game. San Francisco intercepted Dan Marino 4 times this afternoon down in the Orange Bowl. And Will, I'll tell you, Jeff Kipp is doing a fine job for the Niners.
He is, and I think the more he plays, the better he's going to do because, he was really thrown into the system quickly when Montana went out.
They gave him a touchdown pass on that, and Don Shula complaining a little bit over there on the sideline, but they got it all straightened out. And Dan Marino, boy, their defense shut him down.
Had a lot of problems there, running a lot, picks this one up. Watch this. He laterals the ball out to Tom Homo, who rambles in 66 yards for a touchdown. His first touchdown ever as a pro.
Hey, the defense can run the hook and ladder too, can't they, folks? And the Niners run it to 3-1 now, and the Dolphins are at 1-3, and they could have a bad year. That defense is not good this year. Best quarterbacking performance of the day. 6 touchdown passes by Tommy Kramer of the Minnesota Vikings. It was 42-7 over the Green Bay Packers, and next for the Vikings will be the tough Chicago Bears. Cleveland holds on to beat Detroit 24-21 despite 3 TD passes by Eric Hipple in that game. The upset of the day, first win by Buddy Ryan as a head coach. It was 34-20, and Buddy Ryan did a job as Ron Jaworski went to Keith Byers, his rookie, a left-handed pass, and Mike Quick has got it. It's a 55-yard scoring strike. And, Will, you've got to be very concerned about Steve Bartkowski, the Ram quarterback.
Look at the shot he takes right here. And, of course, he's had bad knees all along, so something like this could put him out of action. There's Jim Everett.
And force him to come into action very quickly. Here you are, here's your guy.
Junior Tutalatasu, the halfback coming in. Old dump pass for the score, and again, Buddy Ryan calls him Junior Smith.
Hey, he's blowing it all day.
He's terrific.
He's got all the Samoans. All right, the Washington Redskins are also unbeaten. They are 4-0. They were impressive today, and they beat a good Seattle team in Washington. 19-14 was the final in that game. Giants, this was the comeback story of the day. It was 17-0, Saints, and then the Giants regrouped, and they came back. The Saints have got a nice passing combination developing there.
Well, they do. This is the second time this year that they've hooked up with Eric Martin for the bomb. But the Giants look like they were trying to pressure all day, and early in the game, their defense got caught a couple of times in blitzing situations.
And Phil Simms had some difficulty.
He had some problems. I think it was really more of a problem with the receiver misreading your pattern. Watch this. The ball is picked off, the receiver cuts off, and Van Jakes picks it off for the Northern Saints.
The return of Mark Vivero helped Simms, though.
He's a good receiver. They asked Billy Parcells this week, is he all universe? And he said, no, Mark Vivero is all jungle because he's so tough.
They had closed in, and this was the winning scoring strike. Simms to Zeke Mowat, who worked his way through. That's his first touchdown since '84. A big moment for him.
It's like William Andrews did the same thing, a very tough knee injury, rehabilitated himself and come back.
All right, Irv and Will, thank you, and let's send you back now.
The Birds are ready for, and we got the win. You know, Rams head coach John Robinson told me yesterday that the Eagles had a very good team, and it'd be a matter of time before they gelled. He just hoped it wouldn't happen against his team. It happened. Keith Byers got things in gear for himself and the Eagles today. The big back rambled for 10 tough yards on this play. He had 78 on the day. That set up a 23-yard McFadden field goal. Rams running back Eric Dickerson had 58 yards today. The Birds were all over him, and Eric had problems handling the ball, both passing and running. Wes Hopkins picks up the loose ball and helps set the tone for the Birds in the first quarter. Still in the first quarter with George at the controls. Boy, he'd have a great day, passing for 213 yards while completing 17 out of 27 passes, including this 15-yard TD pass to John Spagnuolo Minnesota. 10-zip Eagles, and Buddy was passing out the bubbly. Coach Ryan had reason to celebrate early, and because of it, he dug into his bag of tricks and really got things going. The lateral to Keith Byers, and Byers plays quarterback. Mike Quick is there for the catch and the touch. A 55-yard score, 17-0 Eagles. The Birds got good hard-nosed play from everyone today when it counted. Junior Totalitasi at the end of this play. He makes the catch, breaks outside to the sideline. He's on a mission, and check the hit. Oh! The Birds were hard to stop this afternoon. Buddy saw his Eagles capitalize a few plays later. 18 seconds remaining. It was 20-0. Jaworski found Kenny Jackson with time running out in the half. Touchdown Eagles, 27-0. Jaworski's day came to an end with 8:34 left in the third. He couldn't find a receiver, so he decides to take it upon himself to get some yardage, but instead he gets a slight concussion. Jaws left the game after the hit, but he did so moving into 18th place on the NFL's all-time passing list with 27,073 yards, passing George Blanda by 153. The Rams got on the board behind backup quarterback Steve Dills. Dills engineered a couple of drives. Swing pass to Bobby Duckworth for 28 yards. Dills had 3 TD passes on the afternoon. But it was an Eagle afternoon. Matt Cavanaugh came in to keep things under control in Jaws' absence. The Birds picked up win number 1, 34-20 Philadelphia, the final. Lou Tilley was down on the field, and he points to the sign of the times for the Philadelphia Eagles.
The sign said, "Winnie, try it. You'll like it." And here at the Vet today, the Eagles sure did, as they got their first win under Buddy Ryan.
Hey, those W's, whether you're an assistant or a head coach or a ball boy, they all mean something. So I don't, it's the greatest thing that's happened to me since I left New Orleans last January.
They made a commitment earlier in the week to really concentrate, work hard, make sure that we know our responsibilities, and just, for one thing, just go out and play as hard as we could.
Good football team? Real good football team. I knew coming in that we had to be ready to play our best football in order to have a chance against these guys, and they just, from a defensive standpoint, they played extremely well.
I think person for person, we can line up and play with anybody. Now, if we can just master the male side of it, there will be a tough team to beat.
So on a gray September day, the Eagles and Buddy Ryan turned the sky over the Vet a gorgeous blue. Reporting from Veterans Stadium with the Eagles in their first win under Buddy Ryan, Lou Tilley, Eyewitness Sports.
All right, thanks, Lou. The Eagles by 14. The Giants by 3 over New Orleans, 2017. Minnesota clobbered Green Bay, 42-7. San Francisco won at the Orange Bowl over Miami, 31-16. The Washington Redskins are still undefeated. They were home today against the Seahawks. Jay Schrader on the handoff to George Rogers. He explodes through the right side and motors toward the goal line. Kenny easily can't get him. Touchdown Skins. A bright spot for the Seahawks. Receiver Steve Largent caught a pass. It marked the 127th straight game he's done so. That ties the mark by former Eagle Harold Carmichael. The Skins won the game, though. The final score, 19-14. Kansas City 20, Buffalo 17. Cleveland by 3 over Detroit, 24-21. In overtime, Pittsburgh got by Houston, 22-16. In the third, New England 13, Denver 3.